Hi, everybody. And here we are, here again. Your friend is Colin podcast. And today we choose the topic. It's like almost 1st of January, so New Year resolutions are coming. And we wanted to resume the year with Ksusha together to answer some questions that I made with ChatGPT. I created a checklist for us. So, right now, we will ask each other some interesting questions. I think that we will know better each other after we finish. And if you think that these questions will help you to know yourself better, please take them, answer them, and leave it in the comment section. So, Ksusha, are you ready?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for putting the list of questions together. I always get so overwhelmed. Like there are so many ways to wrap up the year, right? Like bunch of journaling exercises, but essentially you only need maybe 5, 10 questions. Like what is the biggest achievement? What maybe you want to keep working on? Blah blah blah. Because you don't need to do it for hours. You just need to understand. Okay, what did I learn about myself this year? What do I want to take in the next year, or what do I want to let go of? But yet you can make this huge thing which is not necessary something that you need to spend all your time doing. So I'm really glad that we're doing this today. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get started on that.
Because the more time you spend in on reflections about your past year, the less energy you have for planning the future year. So let's do it like in 30 minutes. And after that, we will have like a couple of days to plan our next year. I think
Yeah,
it's great not to take too many time for that.
okay. No, I need to let go of reflection like completely. Like not reflect on anything.
Yep,
Exist,
definitely.
just exist.
So the ChatGPT called part one soft warm up. So let's warm up a bit. Let's go like question by question. I will start the first one. One word that describes your year and why.
Are you asking me or are you answering?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. This is actually easy for me because I am the person who chose the word for the year in the beginning. So for me, it was actually not one word; it was 2 words. It was martial arts.
Okay.
Honestly, it definitely weaved through the year. Like the focus was kind of there, and I ended up focusing on jiu-jitsu primarily. But actually, the goal was to do everything: to do boxing, karate, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu. I am glad that I ended up narrowing it down just to jiu-jitsu because it allowed me to like actually achieve something. What about you?
And to be honest, I'm proud of you because to be a part of full contact, full contact sport, it's super hard, especially for girl, when you have too much, I don't know, soft spaces on your body. Jiu-jitsu is like hardcore. For me, the word of the year was attempts. I was thinking about like different rephrasals, but I think attempts is the best one because it was not choosing something, but trying the most I can just to understand what fits me and what not. For example, this year I started 4 YouTube channels. This is one of these 4 YouTube channels, and I just keep doing it until I understand whether it's my vibe or not. And if not, it would be easy for me to like finish it. And I think that in every person's life, he or she need to try this to let go without pain. And this is what attempts is about for me.
Hmm. I like that. So it's like taking chances, taking opportunities, just trying things out.
Creating opportunities for myself as well.
Oh yeah. That's really good. That's really good. Um, ready for the second question?
I can. The most unexpected thing that happened to me this year. What
Mhm.
happened to you this year?
It's a bit of a difficult question to answer because a lot of things. It's been a whole year, right? Like a lot of things that you didn't expect came into fruition. Mm, I guess maybe discovering my alter ego And that's a version of myself that I haven't had access to in years. And actually, maybe not even ever, it reached that kind of level of, yeah, edginess. I realized that I can be one version of me who is like very shy and kind of a bit insecure, like doubting and just choosing to move very carefully through life, whereas another one is so crazy and wild and optimistic, very, and just taking chances, like you said, without even thinking twice, without even thinking at all. And yeah, it was kind of crazy to meet that.
Do you give the names for your alter egos?
No, but if you notice, I changed the pronunciation of my name, like the spelling of my name on my Instagram. Instead of K and X, I switched to X, and to me, X is like a little bit more
Yep.
exotic, like something that people don't expect. People on Hinge are like, a girl whose name starts with an X, that's already weird. I've been told that, and I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to embody, more of that bravery, and it kind of fits the vibe.
Great.
What about you? What is something you didn't expect?
Getting my driver license in Portugal, in Portuguese. I think that this year was fully uh, given for that task. And I'm super happy that I'm accomplished it during this year because I failed already once the practice part. If I fail like the second one, it would drop to the 2026. Which would be like horrible situation. But on December 16, I passed, and I just I'm super proud of myself, and I told myself that I would call myself unbreakable if this will happen, and this happened.
I remember you kept posting about it like second, third attempt not working out. And I'm like, what is she doing? Like, so stuck on this thing that doesn't seem to work. I don't know if she ever will get this done. But I'm so happy for you. I mean, that's great, especially with Portuguese. Well,
Yep.
anyways, congrats to you. Next question, I guess.
A moment this year when you surprised yourself.
I mean, to me, it's overlapping with what I just said, right? But I guess continuing on the topic of like being brave and doing things that maybe you thought you wouldn't do, I went on a lot of dates this year. Um,
I
and
remember seven
actually
because you
more,
did the reels about that.
yes, actually more than seven. I forgot about it because they were not good quick to remember at all. They were very forgettable, I guess. But I think there were more than seven first dates. And yeah, also the fact that they were different men, like different nationalities, different ages, very different ages, different, I guess, lifestyles. Observed myself in them, but that wasn't the plan. Like even dating wasn't the plan for 2025 at all. So the fact that I found the time to do it, the fact that I learned so much about myself doing it, it was an interesting, like, roller coaster kind of journey.
I don't think that this is a thing you can actually plan because it's not only about you, but like the second person.
For sure, but people plan like if I want to find my partner, I'm gonna go on this amount of dates
This
this month.
year, the year of relationships, like, yep.
When you reach a certain age and you haven't found anyone, you're like, I need to really narrow my focus to this. Um, clock is ticking.
Don't say that.
I don't care. I'm not. I'm not.
That's a society problem, not yours.
I know, right? Like I don't care,
It's bias.
but I have friends in 30s and very close to like 40s, and they don't date, and nothing's happening. So if you don't actually
And
put
they
your
are happy.
yes and no, right? Not in a relationship aspect. Um, so yeah, if you don't put yourself out there, nothing will happen, right? Like if things just continue the way they are, if you have some luck, maybe you will meet your person in the airport or whatever. But for the rest of us, like we need to actually go out and meet. How did you surprise?
Yeah. I surprised myself with driver license again.
Yeah.
That was the only topic in this year. But also, I take oral contraceptive, And for me, it was always hard understanding how I can lose weight because there is a thing that you cannot lose weight on oral contraceptives if they are prescribed to you. And I tried the last time to try to lose weight with them, and I achieved it. So it's already minus 10 kilograms and counting. So I plan to lose 5 or 10% of fat more.
That's great. You actually, like, I think maybe your biggest accomplishment this year is not the driver's license, but sticking with your fitness routine, with your,
Building it. Yeah.
like, I constantly see you're doing weightlifting, Strava, walking, and I guess the fact that you took weightlifting like so seriously this year is something to be really proud of because I don't think
And I really began to like it. I think this is another like very important point because you cannot do something so inspirally if you don't like it.
for sure. Next part, honest and reflective, part 3. What was emotionally the hardest part of this year for me?
You should
Really?
begin, alright? I can go first. I already remembered. So, I have different startups that I co-founded, and one of the startups I built like for 4 years. I grew up from brand manager to CEO and full co-founder. Last year became a toxic space for me, and I felt like all my energy only inside this project. I cannot not doing something but even breathe. Like the amount of responsibility was so high that I thought it's like taking all of the juices from me, and I made a like horrible decision for the me in the past times. I would never do this before to this year, but I resigned. I exited from the company. I gave all the like my percents, all the stocks to the company back, and it was super hard. But I right now I feel relieved, and I think this is one of the major points why I could lose weight as well, because it was calculating like everything. It was collecting both, like my body collected everything to survive. My mental like state was not in really good condition. As I told you before, I had problems with even breathing because it was panic attacks and etc. And after I did it, it was hard decision, but right now I feel much better. And yeah, this is emotionally the hardest one.
Yeah, we talked about it in the beginning of the year. It's like not an ordinary thing. I don't think a lot of people do something like this at all. So just even for me, the fact that you have to go through it on your own, figuring out all the bureaucracy, like things that, because it's not even getting a driver's license because that's more standardized. This is something that you need to find a very specific person to even seek any sort of advice because not many people do it. Yeah, but I'm glad it worked out for you for sure.
Yeah, thank you. You know what the main like interesting point of this, because I thought that this challenge was made for me to meet my prince on a white horse that will come and save me and help me to like finish the company or something else. And I was sitting and waiting like Harry Potter waited his father on the lake. I was waiting for that, but nobody came.
Yeah, no one's coming.
No one's coming, never.
No, it's been years, no one's coming. Interestingly enough, my hardest time of this year, like emotionally, was also beginning of the year. When I was looking for a job for like over a year. Actually, this karmic thing has stretched back from like 2024, and it literally took me over a year to like secure a full time job where I feel more or less like good and stable. And then that finally happened. But I was like, if you look at my mood tracker app, every single day I was like crashing out like January, February, March. It's like crying every other day because I was worried I would have to leave Canada, like leave my life here, come back to Ukraine because well, there's no other place to go technically, and yeah, and like start over. That was insanely stressful, and also my nervous system was like I guess making it worse for myself, but after you're not able to secure an offer for months, and every time there's a rejection, it's like a really long journey. Also, that to me, it felt like some sort of character development arc. I felt like if I pass this, I'm going to be on the next level, on the next stage of life, like because I feel so much mentally strong. Because when every odd is like stacked against you, there's no hope. Like you feel like there's no hope, but you have to keep doing something because you've got no other choice. It kind of flips the switch inside your brain in a way like, okay, I can do things even if I've got like 1% chance. It feels like I've got 1% chance of succeeding. But yeah, after that, the year went by kind of much easier. Also,
Hmm.
after that went off my shoulders, I was like, okay, I can relax, at least for the summertime. I can enjoy like the weather, friends. I can not worry about money, at least for a little bit, because I've been worried for a year, right?
Yeah, I remember this like episode of your life because it's a huge struggle, and for me, you are a hero because I never had such an experience to apply for a job, to take the job, to get the offer, because I created jobs for myself. But this is like the main problem. You never know whether you like have job tomorrow or no.
Yeah, and also being alone in Canada, like on my own. I don't have any family or like very close friends like you would say. I have friends which I know they would help me if I needed to, but I feel uncomfortable asking people for like substantial help if I don't know them that well. So to me, it was like it's me, like a samurai against everybody, and yeah.
But you
So
did it.
I know, I couldn't believe it. I was like, did this really?
Congrats. It's a time to celebrate. Woo.
Honestly, by that moment when I received the offer letter, I was not even in a mind state to celebrate. I was like, should I celebrate? Like, I don't even feel because I felt mentally exhausted.
Yep.
I don't even feel like celebrating. I already gave up. Like, I already quit 500 times. So to me, I can't even believe that this is real at this moment. Like, I remember how I felt. And yeah, I was like, should I go grab a book? Because I haven't had a chance to read books all the time. It's been just like apply, train, go out, network. I haven't had a chance to relax with a book with myself for a while.
You need to do a video about this experience. I think it's super valuable for people who are seeking for the job as well.
Yeah, honestly, my whole life could be a video. I've got so many experiences. That's why we started this podcast because we feel like there is a lot to share in your late 20s. It's a really transformational decade for you in so many ways. The other day I was reflecting on my 2025 in a way, just like before bed when you can't sleep, you're
Yep.
trying to like think, oh my God, my year in review turned into like a full-on life audit because all the patterns of the past like 10 years or so became clear all of a sudden because now you know so much about yourself because you've been doing so much. Now you actually see clearly what you did, where it got you, what lessons you learned on the way. And that hit me hard, right? Like,
That was hard, and I think that we should do another episode about recruitment stuff.
well, I guess time for next question. What helped me survive or move through it? Little fragments of like self belief that I had, and of course the fact that I have my mom, like calling her was supportive for my nervous system and state. But I guess, yeah, when you've got like nothing left, you only have yourself, right? So you feel like, okay, I need to do this for myself or for my family. And just finding those little bits of like the last bits of energy, the last bits of, I remember who the hell I am. Like, I do not give up. I do not quit, no matter how hard it gets. Like, I need to keep going. Entering that samurai type of mindset. I watched a lot of like movies about fighters, And actually, I think Jiu-Jitsu helped me so much because it brought the structure into my life. I was looking forward to it every single day. The time that I would step on the mat would be the time that I don't have to worry about work, right? Like about finding work, about financial struggles that I had. Definitely developing that fighter mentality and doing jiu-jitsu pretty much every day, several hours a day, having that huge anchor that helped me keep sane. Okay, so for you, what helped you survive and move through this difficulty with ending your startup journey in that specific startup? And what is the pattern that you noticed about yourself in doing this?
Yeah, I was thinking about that a lot, and I found out that I told no a lot of times this year. It somehow correlates with your answer by choosing yourself. But this year, it was like obvious. If it's not comfortable for me, I'm rather say no than yes. But the main thing that like years before, it was always yes.
Yeah, I know.
Uh, it's
I know
like,
you
yeah.
can't, no, you always take on stuff just because you love responsibility, but you can't stretch yourself infinitely, right?
So yeah, that's my pattern. And yours?
I think after having like really long conversations with ChatGPT, during which I thought, I'm going nuts, I'm going insane. Nobody is like talking to each
First,
other.
ask chat. Yeah.
Yeah, but I realized that it was mostly about dating, about myself as well, but my patterns in dating and relationships, like the types of men I choose and the similarities between them, and like what are those traits that attract me in them, and where is the reason behind it. And I swear to God, like once you're able to break it down, how your attraction works, how you get attracted, you understand it clearly. Like it's no longer a mystery when you like someone. You know that it's not the specific person that you're attracted to, it's those little things within them. And so if they, let's say, do something that hurts you, you don't have to be hung up on that person. You can also just go out and find those qualities in someone else. But also not necessarily even that, but just the fact that those qualities or like it could be something about the appearance or about like, the hobbies. They told me about this like archetype of a man that I'm attracted to. What it tells me about myself, right? What is it that I'm craving? Why? I started digging deeper, and yeah, like we said, maybe you shouldn't dig that deep, but like once you did it, it's enough. Now I actually approach dating from like a whole other perspective because I know myself.
Okay, let's move. Something I had to let go of, even if I didn't want to.
Something I had to let go of. Oh my god, I guess my perfectionism is what.
Finally.
Yes, look, I struggled with this for years, like decades, right? More like it. And it's insane how ingrained it is in my head that, like, if I don't plan perfectly, if I don't execute, organize perfectly, like, I will never get things done. We still, at some point, reach a stage where you're like, okay, if I don't get this done in the next 2 hours or so, I'm screwed. And and then you just make the minimum viable product, which could have been done in the very
Yep.
beginning. So I realized, oh, okay, then I can just literally get the MVP out in the first few days instead of the last few days of several weeks.
For me, something I had to let go, I had to understand that not all my desires are mine, like, or meant to be mine. Because, for example, I thought that that company I was a CEO and co-founder, I thought that this is my desire to become a CEO of this company and to move forward with this and to have all the things like that CEO doesn't have. And now I understand that everything we gave up in the company was because it wasn't my true desire when it comes to like my decisions, my I don't know, probabilities to do something like inside, to save, to recover. It wasn't riding, but I still tried to switch it on. And the same like with other tasks. I think Portugal taught me very well. You can want wherever you want and that much that you possibly can, but you will get only what you need and no more. How to understand it? Just to live and observe. And for me, for a person who likes to achieve everything, it was really, really hard lesson.
No, your startup journey also deserves like a separate podcast. Like how uh, we work between females or something. Like, we documentary stuff as well.
Maybe too much pain and too much wisdom.
Sweat, blood, and tears. And
Yeah, definitely. Yes. It was a hard rock. Yep.
next question is, what was my main character moment of the year?
That would be funny. It's still about my driving license, but the test part. So that was really like funny situation, and I felt 100% main character during this time because we had like a classroom full of tables and the person like the examinator who was watching, so we couldn't like do something. It was only like a computer, not a computer, a screen, and that was all. A screen, a finger, and you needed to answer questions. And the end of this exam was like in Ukraine we have show Dance with Stars. And do you remember Yura Garbunov? He is always like telling about who is the winner for very long amount of time. And in the middle of his speech, it's also the advertisement for 20 minutes. It was like, it was horrible because he's telling, and the winner is, you will never guess, but, and the same thing we had on our theoretical exam. Because first what he did, he told every person who didn't pass the exam. Yes, and it was like 20 people. And I was like, table number 7, number 7. No, not in this list, not in this list. And when I heard like the last person who didn't pass, and it was not my table, I was like, yeah. And this guy, he was like, that was super funny. That was extremely funny. And they knew, like all people knew that I'm a foreigner because I have like surname Zaporozhets. Nobody can spell it out. Yeah, and they like, and you don't know Portuguese.
Oh my god, honestly, what you're talking about, these people working at driver tests, like the instructors, I feel like their life is kind of boring, so they need to make it a fun comedy show. I remember my friend told me when she was taking classes that the first thing that she heard from her driver instructor is that, guys, you need to understand that people who are sitting with you in the front seat are basically on a suicide mission. They're nobody should trust you ever. But yeah, that's hilarious. Honestly, that's hilarious.
What was yours?
I guess winning the jiu-jitsu competition, like the first time. Honestly, thinking about it right now, it's the biggest competition in Canada, I think. It's huge. It's like a lot of people know about
Was it like open? Like the grand open? Everybody could join?
Yeah, but almost every competition is like that. This one is Ontario Open, and Ontario is the biggest, most populated province, right? And it's a pretty known competition. And yeah, the fact that I won my first match, and then I've never in my life competed in any sports. I've never done any sport seriously, not during my school or bachelor's, like university years. So for me, this was like something that I needed to do, right? And the fact that I did jiu-jitsu for about 3-4 months, but I went all in, right? But still, 3-4 months in, people thought I was dumb for even thinking of competing. They don't know me, son. I was like, you don't know me. You don't know what I'm capable of. And then the moment of stepping on the podium, because there is this thing like first, second, and third.
Yeah.
And getting the medal on my neck, I was like, wow, I've been dreaming about this. Like I felt like the main character for sure. Felt incredible. I felt like I don't know how I made it work. I always thought it wouldn't happen, but I know I've put in so much work and so much hope and prayers, physical effort and mental effort. And now seeing it work out exactly the way I imagined felt absolutely.
What I can say is like the only problem of main character moment is that every time it's the next day coming. Because our coach, like the karate coach, he always told us, today you are winners. But there is like the next day that you are again nobody and you need to like fight back and to be back on the track, because if you catch the star, it's
Yeah,
like
I know, absolutely, and I know, and I told myself, look, I'll be back in the gym back on Monday. We competed on Saturday. I'm back to the gym on Monday, and I'm there every single day of the week, just the way I were before. But honestly, it wasn't exactly like this for me, because for like weeks later, people would be coming to the gym and congratulating me on this.
oh,
So
no.
I felt like a celebrity several weeks after. You know, I didn't want to get too relaxed, but my body needed it because I was kind of injured. You get injured all the time. So I needed to give myself a bit of a break and not push as hard. But yeah,
Yeah, we definitely need to celebrate it and to not take it for granted, because it's too easy to stop noticing advantages like and all the stuff that we do.
but honestly, that biggest moment of the year happened back in April for me. So, and then the whole year after, I mean, things happened. I did more stuff, but nothing felt as good.
That was the peak of the energy. Yes, like for me, it was okay. Like the year was amazing overall, but still, there was some moments that were like, phew.
Yeah. To me, it was also because I found the job a week before the competition. Then I had
Really? So you had like cool April,
I had like a week where I felt on top of the world. I felt like I can do anything. I felt like
winner week.
no one can take Xenia down. Like I felt better than a main character. I felt like a real star.
Imposter syndrome, ciao.
So I was like delusional above any metrics, beyond whatever you think. I felt like whatever I want, I can make it happen. I only did jiu-jitsu for a few months and I won the biggest competition in Canada. Like, you know, that instills that confidence in you that you just think you're capable of whatever it is.
Yeah,
Suddenly,
that's a moment. That's a moment of doing this.
suddenly everything worked out. You know, for months it felt like nothing's been working out, and then suddenly everything worked out.
You know, it's like bamboo grows. It can not like show in the potential during like 4 or 6 months, because he's starting to grow his like system under the ground, and after that he like for 1 week, 5 meters. It's definitely that situation.
It's like you watch movies about people building startups, and same thing, right? Like for first several months, years, nothing's happening. You think you failed miserably, and then one moment, everything finally succeeded. Like you succeeded in everything you wanted, and it feels surreal. It doesn't
Yeah.
feel a real life because that's not what you're used to. You're not used to winning.
For me, the biggest fear, I've never told this out loud, but the biggest fear is to succeed when I already don't need it. When like the time has passed, I already burn out, and I have it. Thank you.
But that's exactly how it happens. Because the moment that I got my final offer letter, it could have happened earlier, but it happened when I was already ready to pack my bags and go back to Ukraine, and whatever the fuck happens.
Why it just can't be on time?
You need to let it go. You need to not care will it happen or not. I think with everything else in life, attracting people or jobs or offers, you need to feel like you don't care if it happens or not.
To let it go?
Yeah.
Let's let go this main character moment, this question. I come to the next one. One habit you accidentally built this year.
You know, I thought about this. I don't think I built any habits. I mean, going to jiu-jitsu pretty much every evening.
But
Probably,
it's still habit.
yeah, probably is a habit. Because the moment that I stopped for a few weeks, when I needed to take a break because I felt like I got burnt out, it felt so weird. I was like, it's 7 p.m. Like I'm expected at another place. So why am I? It feels
Glitch
very
in the reality. Glitched.
obnoxious. Like I didn't. Like my, I felt like I even felt it on a body level because I looked at the clock and I was like, oh, exactly 7 p.m. Like I must be somewhere else. It was so weird.
I can
What about
imagine. For me, it was gym and
yeah?
food. I started to count calories, not calories, but like kabajou. I don't know, proteins, carbons, and other stuff. And I really like it because I can eat much more and much better than to eat healthy. Like, what is even eat healthy? You can do your protein norm and eat McDonald's and be happy. Not every day, of course, but still. So, yeah, I'm learning this art of food and art of like having gym and at the same time doing the normal amount of steps and just to build these types of habits that will help me forever after.
I'm still struggling with both with weightlifting and tracking my food properly. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. Like having the discipline for that.
But as soon as you are on this track, it's much easier. Right now, I have 150 days by doing it. Like,
Awesome.
because I took a challenge for 5 months and I just didn't stop.
So you see, I tried, and then after a few weeks, I stopped. Even
Because I was
like,
super motivated. Maybe you don't have such motivation.
yeah, that's the thing. I feel like I'm fine with the way I am right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's a problem of achieving goals. I'm okay with that.
Sometimes I think I could be even better. Right now, I'm realizing I need to be stronger because it's becoming harder to beat people in jiu-jitsu, to beat my opponents. So it's probably going to be a need soon rather than just a one. You can't not do weightlifting to be a jiu-jitsu athlete, right? I mean, by some miracle you can win, but you need strength for sure. Maybe it's time to wrap this up. Let's just briefly talk about this. Yeah.
But this is like the best part is coming. It's like three questions, three short questions, because this is right now we will put in fundamentals for the next year. Let's
Okay.
do it
Okay.
like 2 minutes.
Maybe
So
like very quick, like speedy answers.
yeah, yeah.
You're right.
Let's do one sentence or one word. One word.
Okay.
One thing I want more of next year, not a goal, just more of
Action.
travel.
Uh,
One thing I want less of next year.
Overthinking and doubting myself.
Same. Same. If next year was calling me, what do I hope it would say?
Like if I in the future, let's say in December 2026, called myself, what would I say?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can do it as well like this.
Actually, it's so funny because just yesterday I saw in YouTube suggestions Mr. Beast's video from 10 years ago, the one that he
Yeah.
scheduled to air. I was like, oh, I should probably film something like this for myself. Imagine it's like a message, a video message to you in the future. It's like an interstellar type of vibes. Like, this is something everyone should be doing, not just for 1 year. I did write a letter for myself actually from November 2024, and I opened it in December because it was mailed to me, right? And I didn't achieve everything I hoped I achieved, but it was interesting to just read it from a perspective of like that person, me, who wrote it, what I believed in myself, what kind of mindset I was in, and how I changed this year. But I really hope that if I were to call myself in 2026, it would be something about me being even more brave than I was this year, stepping into even the next level. Yeah, literally not even wasting any second or minute on self doubt and just going up, not wasting energy doubting myself, worrying what people would say or how things would work out, that I actually finally took action after. I want to be able to say to myself, you actually executed the plan. Regardless of the outcome, the plan was to do this much of that, and you did it all. Like, you didn't let doubt or fear keep you away from being able to just play.
I was listening to you and thinking how different our year will be. Because my future me calls me and tells your heart is cured and you are ready to give and to take. So maybe my ego era is finished. And I'm ready to have again like people in my life. It's not like I'm a person who lives on Forbidden Island, but I live in a small city and it feels more or less like the same. Because when you live in big town, you want it or not, you communicate. And I have the ability to not do it. And I was happy to not do it during like this year, 2025. I was accumulating and I didn't have connections too much with people who I don't know. But the 2026, I feel like it will be full of new people and I'm ready for this.
You can't protect yourself forever. You should just let it happen, like whatever happens. You can't run away from life. It needs to happen. Well, I'm really glad we did this. This was honestly really good to talk about.
Well, we still needed to do this before the end of the year, so why not to do this together? Yeah. And speaking about our listeners, we are leaving this quiz for you. So you can have these questions, you can take all of them, you can take some of them, answer and leave it in the comment section. We would be glad to read it.
Let us know anything. We're
Yeah.
open to any feedback, even if it's bad, even if it's good. We'll read about it and take it into consideration.
Okay, Ksusha, I wish you a great, great new year.
You too.
I think see you in 2026.
I think so.
Okay, bye.